Right, in this video I'm going to go over 2 lessons I've learned scaling my agency from essentially nothing to the point where I'm booking, 53 calls in the last 60 days, which is obviously not special by any means. Like, that's nothing compared to some of the people in this space, but it's kind of more than I essentially thought was possible like 6 months ago. And so if you're like in the early stages and you're struggling to book appointments, I want to give like 2 things that I've learned that are going to drastically like grow your agency just in every way when it comes to booking appointments, closing deals, and delivering like a good service, no matter what you're in, whether you're doing, AI automation nowadays, that's like popular, whether you're just doing lead gen, whether you're an e-com agency, that doesn't matter. And the first thing is that you should invest in a mentor. So with a mentor, like, there's a reason why shit costs money, essentially. It's because you're exchanging pain for like fast tracking. So usually with a mentor, and obviously like you want to buy a good program, like I guess I can say I'm a bit lucky with that. I did buy some. I know there's a lot of stuff in this space that's horrible, but essentially I bought something that has fast tracked me, 6, 12, even years, probably saved me years of my life, like in this whole like entrepreneurial journey and stuff. But like, usually if it's a good mentor, like they've gone through the pain of like figuring all this shit out. And so you're still going to have to do a lot of work, but everything is fast tracked. And so other people that are investing in a mentor and like you're not, they're just going to beat you because like they're not scared to invest in themselves. They're just doing like whatever it takes to essentially win. And the only reason you'd be scared to invest is probably because maybe you've been burned by like low ticket courses, not to mention any names, but we all know that kind of exists in this space. And maybe you bought a high ticket program that like didn't really help out, but like you need to just find a good course or a good program. And the way you do that is just by like assessing the free content. So if you go on YouTube and someone has really good free content that's just so much better than everyone else's, usually that means the program and like the paid thing they do is also that good. So, but the main lesson with that is just get a mentor because you're going to fast track everything. It's just like, it's very simple. The second thing is you need to expect it to, this is kind of contradictory, but you need to expect it to suck. Like all of this is just absolutely going to suck. Like when it comes to like, sending outreach, closing deals, like service, everything, if you're not the person that is good at that right now, like it's mostly because of like your beliefs about it. Like 6 to 12 months ago, like I didn't even believe an appointment was possible. I was scared for like people to show up to sales calls because like I'd never done this before, talking to strangers, never conducted a sales process. And like a part of me would secretly hope like that people wouldn't show up. Like this is how deep this stuff kind of goes, because if you're the type of person that's like struggling to get appointments, close deals, it's usually because there's stuff at play like in your mind. And it's because like all we're doing, me personally, like, and probably a lot of people can attest to this, like all you're doing when you send like outreach, you're copying and pasting a script, you're sending a DM, you're sending a cold email, you're dialing up someone on the phone. All you're doing is saying some words, getting a response, and then like asking some questions. If they get on a sales call, then you're pitching them, and then you're like handling some objections. Like all you're doing is saying some words. Like you talk to people all the time, you write stuff, you type on your keyboard all the time. Like the actual like like process you need to take to grow your agency is like very simple, is what I kind of learned. And really it's just send as much outreach as possible, post as much content as possible. Like that comes second. I think outreach comes first, because when you're growing, like you need to just brute force it, and like content is like the long-term play. But send outreach, post content, take sales calls, and just deliver a good service. And that really isn't like the craziest thing ever. For me, like when I struggled, it was all because it was like being good at this stuff means that my life is going to completely change, because like I was, at university doing, the garbage that I didn't really want to do. And essentially, if I was good at the things like appointments, sales, service delivery, like I would obviously, I'd be making a lot more money, which, I'm making more money now. I'm not anywhere near like, the people in this space. Like I want to get to, 50, 100K a month at one point, and then like even more from there, but that's just going to take time. But like this whole like thing is not that difficult. Like it's very simple. It's just painful because you're changing yourself. Like you're growing into a completely different person. And I heard it from my mentor as well, but like people don't have like business problems, they have personal problems like that manifest into the business. So if you're like struggling to send outreach, you're constantly worrying about your website, if you're not doing the stuff that actually moves the needle, like if you're not, like for example, if you do outreach on LinkedIn, if you're not getting up, logging into LinkedIn and just sending outreach and sending connections, and then you're not like posting content, helping your niche, like you're not doing the right thing. Like the easiest way to tell like if you're doing the right thing is does it cause like pain? And this is linking to the second point with the whole pain thing. Like it needs to be, whatever you're doing needs to be painful, because like I'm reading these books as well from these like Stoic philosophers. Like pain is like the key to growth, and it's not like the type of pain that you like. It's not physical. It's more like it's like growing pain. Like whenever like you do something out of your comfort zone, it kind of feels bad at first, but then once you've done it, you realize there was nothing to like be afraid of or like doubt or anything like that. And it's because there really isn't anything to doubt, and the only reason you do is because you have bad beliefs around like appointments, sales. Like I said, I had terrible beliefs about appointments. I believe people wouldn't reply. I believe I need more testimonials when I started out. I believe I need this, I need that, or money is like it's too hard. It's all everything's a scam. Like you're never gonna actually book appointments and close deals if you actually believe that stuff. So, but the only way you can change the beliefs is going through pain. So overall, like the two lessons as I'm growing my agency to multi six figures soon. I mean, even more, hopefully one day, like in a couple of years' time, we're just with the work, but get a mentor to like fast track everything and actually have certainty, because like you're still gonna have to go through pain, but you can have way more certainty in the actions you're taking when you have a mentor who's already done it. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, even if you have a mentor, like it's still gonna suck, but at least you'll have direction on what to do when it comes to, it doesn't matter what service you're providing, when it comes to essentially client acquisition. Like if you're struggling to get clients, that's what you need to do. And stop procrastinating on the stuff that doesn't matter. Like, watching YouTube videos constantly. This is the other thing with like procrastination and avoiding the painful work. Like if you're constantly watching all these YouTubers who serve you, like who are trying to help your market and like you're part of that, if you're watching multiple people, like you're never going to get anywhere, because there's many roads to Rome. Like you need to just pick one person and even buy from like one person and learn from one person, because the way they did it is going to be different to how someone else did it. Like there's not one way to do it. But if you're constantly watching 10 people, and it's going to give conflicting things, when you're sending outreach, or how do I do this cold email script, or how do I do this, or how do I do that? Just focus on one thing, get a mentor, focus on one, like get help from one person, and then just do the painful work. Like that's all it is. And that's all, like as I'm doing this, that's all it is. Like obviously you have your like technical stuff, like softwares and all this crap, but like that's all easy as long as you go through the painful work of figuring it out. So that's it for this video, but I hope that helps you guys. Cheers.